Did you see tanks deployed to the INEC?
Headquarters.
INEC headquarters. I have friends calling me from all over the world asking, Usman, what's wrong? Brand new tank to the INEC headquarters. What in God's name was the military doing there? The military is showing the world that there is a problem. And it's showing the country that it is partisan. It is the armed wing of the APC. We are all seeing it. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what we are seeing, what the whole world is seeing, and what we are telling the world is all he wants to do is to decommission all the parties so that he will be his APC and he will be the only presented candidate in 2027 election. Let me put it on record. The APC and all the apologists and the president, one-party state and dictatorship in this country will be vigorously fought. It's not going to happen. We're not going to allow it to happen. He fought the military. He ran away. And he wants to come and be the dictator. One-party state has never happened in Nigeria. It will not happen.
This is Naija Unfiltered on Symfoni TV. My name is Olawale Oluwade, and my guest today is Professor Usman Yusuf, Professor of Haematology, Oncology, and Bone Marrow Transplantation. Prof, nice having you on the show again.
This is the second time. You will let me
rest. No, we can't let you rest. We can't let you rest.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Prof. A lot is happening. So let's try and take them, unpack, issues as in the last couple of weeks. And let me start with the INEC Chair, Professor Joash Amokuta. You've been quite critical of him, and I was a bit skeptical but then you seem to be, spot on as usual. Now, he made some tweets on his Twitter handle in 2023. In one of those tweets, a couple actually, he was responding to APC youth, national youth leader, Dayo Israel. And he said something to the effect of victory is sure. That's Professor Joash Amokuta saying victory is sure, responding to Dayo Israel. In another tweet, responding to a tweet made by this same Dayo Israel, to the fact that APC flipped an Igbo-dominated part of Lagos. They flipped it and won. And then he made some disparaging comments about Igbo people. And Professor Amokuta responded with Ashiwaju, just one word, Ashiwaju. Now, in all of this, the big issue, that will not be a problem to have an opinion, but the big issue is that after I became INEC Chair, and these tweets were identified and called out, suddenly, the tweets were erased, they were deleted. Secondly, the handle, the name, was changed to a new name and then made, identified as a parody, account, which showed an intent. So the question, Prof, I just have to give that brief background. So INEC is meant to protect democracy, conduct free and fair election, but importantly, be an impartial arbiter, because it's a contest. So my question is simple. What's your opinion about this that I just described?
Okay, you said it. Everybody has a right to choose or support whoever he wants to do that. But I've said it on this medium and several others from the outset, that anyone nominated or occupying the chair of an independent should not come with such controversies at all. He should be seen to be independent and above board. And you saw that even with Jega, even with the last person that people were vilifying, Professor Yakubu, that has now, if I was him, I would not have accepted ambassadorship. It just shows you they are just rewarding you for a job well done. And my advice to Amor Petan and whoever is his friend, You've earned the position of a professor. You earned SAN. Don't let these politicians rubbish all of that, because that's exactly what they are doing. They're just rubbishing whatever. Nobody gave it to you. You earned all of these things, and you're allowing for what? For what? Honor means something. We were brought up. So you are doing all of this for what? So, and I've said it, I've never been shy from the outset, from his writings, 80 pages. And we're now translating that into Hausa. You need to read it. I don't know if you read it. You need to read it. For me, a Muslim, a Fulani, it really took a lot of patience to read it. This is a man who has come with a bias, a hatred against a certain group of people. How can they expect fairness and justice from a person occupying that chair? And I've said it repeatedly, never been shy. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu went shopping for a person like that. So, my advice to Amopitan is that he should take the path of honor and just recuse himself and resign. Failing that, he should be fired, because nobody has confidence in him. Not the Muslim clerics, not Muslims in the north, not Fulanis, not Kanuris, not opposition politicians. So, who is he working for? Ashwaji? No, you're not working for Ashwaji, you're working for the integrity of the election in Nigeria. And do the honorable thing, Professor Mofitan, and just recuse yourself and disappear. Because so far, your professorship and your SAN, you have taken that into the gutter. For what? For politicians? They will just use you, dump you, and so my advice to him. But this election will not be accepted if it is so pretended by the current INEC Chairman. End of story. We've all said that. Everybody's saying that, and we're seeing that. We're seeing what he wrote. Be careful what you write. Our lecturers used to tell us that it doesn't disappear, especially with email and all that. It never, you cannot delete that. It comes. I don't know why he's so blah, 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 and writes a lot. It will bite you. And it's 80-page brief. If you look at it, I know it's very ignorant, very venomous, very insensitive. Sitting from his office in Jos, writing all of this rubbish. We called him out, and Muslim clerics in the north have said it long before anybody did. We are not going to expect fairness from a person like this. Now politicians are saying, now they're digging his past. My question, and I've said it here while I was here, what was the DSS doing? They must have screened him. So they let him through because the president wanted him. It's dereliction of duty by the DSS if they truly screened him. And if they screened him and told the president there are issues, Mr. President, this, and that, and he accepted that, I said it before. Now we know the president is looking for the person and he's gotten him. We are not going to accept Joash Amopitan as the INEC chairman coming this election, conducting this election. So take the path of honor. You're a professor. You're an SAN. You're not a hungry person. You don't need this INEC job, for goodness sake. You have a name, the family name, for goodness sake. It means something. Where I come from, honor and integrity means something. You're a lawyer, a noble profession. Recuse yourself from this chair, please. This is my advice to him.
Before we even go to the next question I have, written down, you just said something that caught my attention. You said he doesn't need his job. He's not a hungry man. I beg to differ, because the budget of INEC that was sent to the National Assembly, if my memory serves me right, it's about 895 billion naira. Prof, isn't that enough to make any man lose his or her head?
So do people go there for the money? I mean, do people go accept jobs because there's money? INEC chairman before that. I know Professor Jega. I know him, I know his family, I know the integrity of his family, I know where he comes from. I know his person. Don't go there because of the money. Family, name, how you were brought up, who you're. We were brought up in a way that crass accumulation of ill-gotten wealth has never been what wakes us up in the morning. That's why I fought in the NHIS. At that time, I was in control of real money, not this paper money that President Tinubu has made the Naira. Real money, more money than most of these governors. And I could have. But that's not the way we were brought up. That's not what wakes me up in the morning. Crass accumulation of ill-gotten wealth. So if a Mopitan is there because he sees the money, it's not going to last. All this money, we've seen governors, we've seen ministers, we've seen this. You look at them today. God will not bless this kind of blood money. Will not. So take a path of honor, Professor Amopitan, and recuse yourself. You don't need to go back to the university, open your own practice. You're already known. You're an SAN.
And let me put it right there, because before people listening will think I was saying maybe he will steal money. I said that he has that huge budget because ability to dispense favors, and all of that. And there may be some of the people he has empowered will say, oh, come and be governor of Kogi State in future. But okay, let's go to the next question, Prof. By deleting those tweets, victory is sure. One, and then another one, Ashiwaju, showing obvious preference for a candidate in an electoral contest. My comment earlier was that it's not a crime to have a preference in an election. After all, we're adults, we're citizens, we're expected to vote. But I would have expected the part of honor to be, that was my views then, or those were my views then. But now, in spite of all of this, I found myself on this chair. So going forward, I would behave as expected, to be impartial. But going ahead to surreptitiously delete those tweets, why are you deleting them? Why are you changing the name? Why are you saying it's a parody account? Prof.
Right, and to be honest, I saw someone from one of the media outlets interview him. I think you need to sit down with him and ask him too. And he should not be shy. He needs to open up and talk to people. That is the only way. You see officials in this country, from the president to the ministers to the generals, everybody hiding, not talking too. You need to, just like he sat down in his office, you honestly need to ask to sit down with him. Maybe he didn't realize that. Maybe it wasn't him that did all the deleting. Maybe it was his distant. He needs to talk to the nation, address that. But failing that, he's already a bruised INEC Chairman, and the honorable thing to do is honestly to go. And we are telling the international community, they're hearing, they're listening to us, that we are not going to accept an election superintended and conducted by the current INEC Chairman because we do not believe it's going to be fair, it's going to be just, it's going to be independent. So if anything happens after that, we've already raised the alarm from here. And why would the president, and I said it before, for goodness sake, Mr. President, why are you hanging on to a person that's going to cause you so much trouble? Why? If you're looking for a Yoruba man, if you're looking for a professor, if you're looking for SAN, if you're looking for Christian from Kogi, there are 1,000,001 people that you could go look for. And just forget this controversy. We don't need that, to be honest. Nigeria has a lot more problems than this. You cannot hang on to any one person. Nigeria is bigger than any one person, for goodness sake. And the longer you hang on to him, the more entrenched, the stronger we are in our opposition to his being there, and the more we tell the world that we are not going to accept any election conducted by the current INEC Chairman. Mr. President, hear it loud and clearly. Our American partners, our European partners, our world partners need to hear that an election is coming with an INEC Chairman that we do not believe is going to be fair and just. End of story. We are saying it now in a very calm, in a very civil way to the president, for him to know. If he's not listening to us, people around him need to tell him. The closer it gets to election, the more difficult it becomes, and the more the tension, and the more the suspicion. So why are you hanging on to him? What does he have that a lot of people in Kogi cannot have? So, Mr. President, let's move on. Get us somebody who we can all trust. End of story. That's all we're asking. And another thing, and I reached out to some of our military leaders in the past. Did you see tanks deployed to the INEC?
Headquarters.
INEC headquarters. I have friends calling me from all over the world asking, Usman, what's wrong? Brand new tank to the INEC headquarters. What in God's name was the military doing there? The military is showing the world that there is a problem. And it's showing the country that it is partisan. It is the armed wing of the APC. The military has no role in it. It was bad optics, and I'm glad they pulled the tank out. I don't know, they're not even thinking. If you want to send anybody there, send the police. The military should not be seen anywhere near our politics. Should be away. So please, 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 don't ever do that again. Military, do not deploy any soldier or any tank. That brand new tank, don't we need it in Benishek? Don't we need it in Konduga, Ngoshe, in the northeast? A brand new tank, you're deploying it to the INEC? What's wrong with our military these days? The military leadership, they are not politically savvy, or somebody is not telling them the truth. Don't get involved in this messy politics, because you'll be burnt. Internationally, they're looking at you and saying, why are you here? And nationally, people are saying, you're taking sides already? You're the armed wing of the APC? I'm glad they pulled it out, and I'm telling them, I'm calling on our military, don't get involved. Soldiers are not happy in the war front already. And you have tanks, brand new tanks at INET headquarters? Don't do that again, please.
Now, on April Fool's Day, he came up with the news that he had derecognized ADC leadership of the chairman, David Mark, and National Secretary, Rauf Aregbesola, on the pretext that there's a factional chairman somewhere who's a certain Nafiu Gombe, who claimed he didn't resign, that the so-called letter purportedly written by him to resign was a forgery. Now, he had gone to the Federal High Court, and he didn't get the judgment or something, and then David Mark went to the appeal court, and appeal court said, no, we can't get involved. Let him exhaust the case at the Federal High Court, but you guys return to status quo ante bellum. Based on that, INEC chairman said, oh, we got letters from wherever. And I was thinking, when I was listening to him, that, do you take decisions based on letters or judicial pronouncements? If the court said, let the trial court deal with the substantive matter, meantime, parties maintain status quo ante bellum. And then Professor Josh, the chagrin for me was that it interpreted status quo ante bellum to mean, decapitate the entire management of the political party, ADC. Before I even go further, how did this news come to you?
Maybe he's acting there as a lawyer, as an SAN. Which I'm serious, which he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be the one doing the interpretation. I'm not a lawyer. But I'm glad, I understand the Supreme Court is hearing it. For goodness sake, they should stop this rascality going around. Nigeria is on a tender hook. Whatever we need to do, the executive, the judiciary, us talking, everybody, the media, we need to. People are not happy in this country. People are dying of hunger. Our soldiers are dying. Our officers are dying. They are watching us. They are out there taking bullets. They are watching us in Abuja talking in air-conditioned space. Instead of sorting things out, so we take care of them to do well, we send them there. We are here arguing about things that shouldn't be argued. The INEC chairman should know his place. and leave the court to do their things. And I'm glad the Supreme Court will make the judgment. And I'm calling on the Supreme Court too, our judiciary. You are part of this country. You don't want things to go up in flames just because of somebody's ambitions or somebody's I must be there, da 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 da. No. Take a bow. You've done your part. You'll forever be seen as an INEC Chairman. We are all seeing it. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what we are seeing, what the whole world is seeing, and what we are telling the world is all he wants to do is to decommission all the parties so that he will be his APC and he will be the only presented candidate in 2027 election, one-party state of 30 whatever governors. They've destroyed the PDP, they've destroyed Labour Party, and now this, the new bride in the bloc, ADC, they're causing trouble in the ADC. I heard even in Adamawa, some kids came out and gave a press conference and said they've suspended Atiku Abubakar and Babachir Lawal, who is the chairman of the Northeast. Yes. So they just want to cause trouble all over, so that by 2027 he is the only candidate. Let me put it on record. The ADs, the APC, and all their apologists and the president, one-party state and dictatorship in this country will be vigorously fought. It's not going to happen. We're not going to allow it to happen. He fought the military. He ran away, and he wants to come and be the dictator. One-party state has never happened in Nigeria. It will not happen. We will fight. So if you don't want to cause trouble in this country, Mr. President, allow the space for opposition to present their wares to the people and let people accept. You are breeding trouble. We've said it. And the security services, you better be careful. Stay out of our politics. Don't send your tanks on the street to go and shoot people when people come out, because there is no security, no police, no military that can quell the anger of an angry people. We've seen it. Why don't we learn lessons from the past? Look at what happened in Nepal. Look at Bangladesh. For goodness sake, we're not learning. We're going through that same. Instead of the leadership, their security service, the DSS, the NSA, and the military telling the president, we are heading to trouble. You better pull back. We shouldn't allow that. And we do not see how our military or our security services will allow this. Mr. President, they're not telling you the truth. One-party state is a no-no in Nigeria. And this repression of opposition will be vigorously opposed. Look at what they are doing to Nasir El-Rufai. They're bouncing him from one court to the other. They want to decommission him so that he is not active till 2027. They release him. They're very nervous. We are not going to allow that. Allow the space, just like your turn was allowed. President Muhammad Buhari allowed you to go through all of whatever you did. Whatever you did, and you became president. Thanks to Nasir El-Rufai and 62% of the votes from Muslim North. They voted you. And now you don't want people to have free expression? You're bringing an INEC chairman that you know is bruised. You are destroying all parties. You are preventing this party from conducting its convention. You are amassing money. I was reading the 2023 budget, the 2024 budget, and the 2025 budget, all these budgets, none of them was implemented.
The capital component of them?
Yeah, none of them. They only give ministries money for salaries. So I was asking the senator, why don't you do, what do you see, why don't you raise your voices when you go for oversight? He says this 10th assembly, there's no oversight. What are we going to oversight? To go and oversight that, have you been paid your allowances or salaries? No capital project, nothing. All this money has been accumulated to fight election. 3 years. 3 years. For goodness sake. Money meant to work for people. Ministries, go and ask ministers. Go and ask the minister. No minister, they just leave them with this SUVs and sirens. Nothing. Many have to, out of their pocket, to pay for their office stuff. They've been accumulating money, doing budgets. 2023 when he came in, 2024, 2025, none of these budgets have been, but they've been written. We bought this, oh, we bought this tank, da 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 da, and the money is waiting to fight elections.
Let's go to insecurity, because that's another burning issue. In the last few days, I've been so downcast. I've been so downcast at the caliber. I mean, any life lost reduces me, reduces you as a community of people. Any life. But then when you begin to lose the caliber of men, our military, it's losing of late. Brigadier General, commanding officer, colonels, lieutenant colonels, and the works. In very strange and very inexplicable circumstance, it begins to call for serious worry. Prof, you and I have had this conversation over and over. What's going on? I need to ask you again, for the updates that what's going on?
Yeah, and it's a correct question that we have all been asking. What is happening? We're not getting any answers from those who should give us answers and make us, those who we elected, or those who are appointed by those we elected to supervise our security, to come and talk to us. Only in Nigeria did you lose 2 generals, the colonel, many 4 or 5 lieutenant colonels, a major. Nobody's talking to us. Yet only a sterile press statement from the DHQ, where they pay the gallant price. Then they deserve a lot more than that press statement. The one that died in Kukawa was buried. Not a single service chief was there. Not the governor of the state was there. And the family was given 5 million by the state governor. And that's it. This officers. For you, I was talking to my classmates that went into the ND at that time. They were course 21. So I was asking some, how long does it take you from when you go into the NDA, when you become commissioned, to rise into the rank of brigadier general? It's over 20 years, 25 years. And then all of a sudden, a son of Satan just come and kill him. These are our children. They are fathers. They leave orphans. They leave widows. Many of them leave parents. They leave aunts and nieces. They leave communities. Then that's it. That's how we pay them. We are not asking the right questions. And the people that should answer these questions for us, they're literally in hiding. We're not hearing anything from our president and commander-in-chief. We're not. We've not had anything from our Minister of Defense. As far as I know, he is the first, if not the only 4-star general that occupied the office of the Minister of Defense. All the others I knew were 3-star generals, a 4-star general. You take charge and be talking to us. We haven't had anything about the next 3-star general, the CDS. We haven't had anything. The NSA is gone missing. Nobody is talking to us. You talk to us, the soldiers in the trenches hear you, and they are reassured too. And I was asking, a brigade commander is not a small position. I understand you have brigade, you have 3 battalions. And each battalion is about 750 soldiers with officers, with I don't know how many tanks, how many whatever. The brigade commander is way back there directing that. The battalion commanders are there reporting to him. 3 battalions, how come they penetrate The sons of Satan penetrated these 3 battalions and came.
To kill the Brigadier General.
What we're hearing is, in the heat of battle, when he was trying to get into an MRAP, it wouldn't start. These are questions that must be asked and must be answered by the military leadership, by our political leadership. This cannot continue. We have lost 5, 6, 7 battalion commanders and 2 brigadier generals in the space of 1 month, 2 months. No military will be quiet, only Nigerian military. And nobody is telling us how many soldiers have been killed. They will say, oh, 10. Oh, Reuters will say 20. Oh, this. So they are not worthy of being mentioned. You go to the United States, the other day I saw the President Trump, his vice president, and the minister, the secretary of war at the airport to receive the caskets of 3 fallen American soldiers. The other ranks. The president was there, the vice president was there, and the minister of defense was there. Here, they get buried all across. We don't know them. We don't know how many. Who would want to send his child to be a soldier? They went in on their own accord. This is a volunteer military to fight and protect all of us. We're not treating them well. An officer told me in the military, there are 3 things: resource, training, and leadership. Clearly, they don't have resources there, either physical equipment or intelligence.
Let me ask you on that resource, the first one, resource. You took it right out of my mouth. The Brigadier General that died, Benishek, I think, he wanted to start the APC, he wouldn't start. Some accounts states it malfunctioned. Some say it didn't have diesel. Why? Sir, the question is, in the last 10 years, I can give you the figures. No sector has gotten more budget than the defense and security sector. Trillions and trillions and trillions. Why would an equipment meant for a brigadier general not have diesel? Or why would it malfunction? The colonel that got information I was going to examine or assess, do an on-the-spot assessment, he was riding in a Hilux, Toyota Hilux. Sir, of course, we are not really, but we know that in the theater of war, you don't use Hilux, Toyota to prosecute war. Can you speak? Where's the money for the resources, for the equipment, for the arsenal, for the armory?
Okay, you said it right. These are the officers and the men. They are fighters. They want to defend, they want to fight for this country and protect us all. They put their lives at risk. Like you said, the colonel with his troops running. Where was he going? He was going to see
an on-the-spot assessment.
What's happening. And he went into a regular Hilux. Yes. He's not supposed to. He needed to be in an armored.
Yes.
And then they bumped into an IED. And our brigadier general, that the MRAP wouldn't start, and I was asking an armour general to educate me. Because you can't just jump into military thing. There's a lot of things we don't know and we may never know. We are talking a tank. A Tiger tank consumes about 1,200 liters of diesel. And the price of diesel today, 2,000. If you do 2,000 times 1,200, it is 2.5 million naira to fill up tank, just one. And he says even to warm it up,
yes,
you consume tons of fuel. So many of those things, and the commanders there, and the brigade commanders there, are not given the resources. They don't have the diesel, they don't have the arms, they don't have the... You ask the good question, why? just recently, how many weeks ago, they said they gave the military 3-point-something trillion again. So the question is, where is the money? And unless we start asking the question, where is the money? Is the military under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is it treated as other ministries are, where budget is written and money is not given? Or is money truly given, but it's not trickling down to the war front? Questions must be answered, because just like Buhari said, if we don't kill corruption, corruption will kill us. Corruption is killing us. Corruption is killing our soldiers and officers in the front line. We must address this. We are sending our men, officers and men to go and defend us. We are not providing them with the equipment they need. Diesel. Okay, look at the Beni Sheikh. Beni Sheikh is the corridor, it's on the road. Corridor to, because previously they were ambushing, is the road. They were ambushing supplies. Yes. Military supplies to Maiduguri. So they upgraded that to a brigade, so that they leave that, they open that corridor of supply, because any military that is logistics pathway is blocked, that military is gone. And that was why it was there. And they upgraded it to a brigade so that it keeps that pathway, that corridor of logistics supply to open. They've been doing an excellent job, because previously they used to lose a lot along the way, and they opened that. The question I keep saying is that these bad boys have better intelligence than us, and that is the resource. Resource is not only the money, resource is intelligence. Why? And they've been doing it systematically. Goshe, Konduga, what's the name? All these places, they keep hitting. And they keep hitting. Beni Sheikh, everywhere, they keep hitting. And they're targeting our officers. If in a brigade you cut off the neck, you kill the brigade commander, what is the morale of if in a battalion, I have a general friend tells me, look, I've retired a major general, I've gone there, I've done this, but as a young officer, the one position you really want and you feel you're part of the war is battalion commander. Go with the boys in the front. They take orders from you. Even the GOC, well, it's you the boys see and look up to. So when you see they kill the battalion commander, what do you expect the boys to do? The morale of the boys. We should provide whatever our military needs, and it should get to them. And we should look, I mean, it's been very, very depressing for everybody in this country. We've been losing our soldiers, losing our officers. We haven't lost this many officers in those so short a time for a very long time. And we must continue to ask the questions, what are Americans doing to help us? They've been around in that theater. Are they not helping us with the intelligence? Because clearly this Boko Haram issue of the better intelligence than us. We must provide our fighting men with all the resources they need. As a matter of urgency, give them all the intelligence they require. And the leadership must show leadership. Sitting in Abuja while we are taking hits and losing officers and men reflect badly on our leadership, both military and political leadership. And they need to talk to us. These soldiers, they are our children, they are our brothers, they are our uncles, talk to Nigerians so that they know, so that they feel assured. But all is not well in this country. All is not well, Mr. President.
But then, the big question is, how come these bad guys, I mean, I used to use the word ragtag, but I've learned not to say that anymore. Because anybody who could assess a brigadier general, a brigade commander, you don't call that ragtag anymore. How is it they seem to have better military equipment than, how is that possible? What's going on?
So you see this, their connection with the outside.
Outside, exactly.
This ISWAP, ISIS, yes, whatever, their connection.
But where is it coming from? How is it getting into the country?
Borders are everywhere.
And the borders not secured?
You know they're not. You know they're not. You know they're not. So we have, it's really very, very depressing. The way things are going, they are not going right. The loss of our soldiers and our officers is the decline of any military, is the decline of any country. Of any country.
Prof, so that let's keep track of time. Let me ask you straightforward. Is the president giving enough attention to security issues, in your opinion?
Well, I've said it several times. I've written that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the first commander-in-chief we have in this country that is not paying attention to security as he is to the economy or politics. And I said it the last time we met here, and it's cascading down to his leadership. When the CDS went to Borno, when they were asked to deploy, he clearly looked irritated and saying people in Borno and Yobe should handle their security, blaming the victims. Look at what happened in that market. So what of all the money they're giving you? We need to know if all the money we are seeing on paper, 3-point-something trillion, is it truly given to you, or is it like it's done with all the ministries? Money is not being cashed back to you. If it is, where is this money? Why is it not reflecting in arming our officers and men in the front line? And why are we losing our officers? Why? And men? And why are we not knowing the number of men killed? We just say 1 soldier or 10 soldiers. They have parents.
You said something very troubling earlier on, which is that, I mean, everybody knows. I don't know, I've lost count of the number of times. You actually cannot keep track of the number of times President Donald Trump speaks to different media houses. Those friendly, those who are not friendly. He's boarding an aircraft, he's talking to the press. He's in the aircraft, he's talking to the press. He's out of the aircraft, he's talking to the press. He's having one event, he's talking to the press. On the Iran war, giving regular updates. As he's doing that, the Secretary of War, Pete Esgetz, is doing the same thing. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is doing the same thing. Why does it feel like Nigerians are just left to sourcing for information, bits and pieces from rumor mill, whatever the Ministry of Defense chooses to release, because neither the Minister for Defense, the Chief of Army, because the last time I heard from the CDS was to say, oh, these are our brothers, they are relatives, you know, they are prodigal sons. What is going on with this information, you know, dissemination?
Right.
Regular updates.
We are not asking our leaders to be accountable. They are there because of us.
Absolutely.
But they don't think they owe us any explanation. They don't. They don't talk to us. They don't.
And we think it's normal.
We are taking it as normal, which is wrong. We don't hear from the president. We hear only from the vice president when they send him to go and condole. We don't hear from the Minister of Defense, who previously, before he became Minister of Defense, he was all over the place. When he was at CDS, he was talking to a lot of media. Now that he has become a minister, a politician, as a Minister of Defense, he doesn't talk anymore. The CDS doesn't talk. The National Security Advisor doesn't talk. Nobody is talking to Nigerians. Our country is bleeding. Soldiers are dying. My officers are dying. Nobody is talking to Nigerians. You talk to us, the soldiers in the war front, soldiers in the barracks hear you. So our leaders talk to us. It reassures us as citizens. And those soldiers in the trenches, they see all of this. They hear, they see. Our soldiers in the barracks, our policemen in the barracks, our immigration officers on the borders, our custom officers, they all hear and see what our leaders and say our leaders truly care. And they're on top of this. But when everybody is quiet, the danger is they are lost. They don't know, our leaders don't know what to do.
Prof, it would be remiss of me if I don't ask you on this very critical, this security situation in Jili, somewhere in the northeast, in Borno State. The Nigerian Air Force carried out a strike that killed over 200 as of the last count. But then controversy ensued, because the intelligence the Air Force got was pointing to the fact that they saw terrorists and all of that, and then they took them out. But then immediately, villagers, people from Borno, they said no, it was a market, it's not just a gathering. But the governor, Zulu, responded and said that market is a known gathering for terrorists, bandits, and all of that, and that the market had been shut down for 5 years. So controversy ensued. I think Jili is a border between Yobe and Borno. Can you shed light on this? What's your reading of it?
No, the thing is, okay, the governor said, okay, that market has been closed for 5 years.
Yes.
So has it been functional over the last 5 years? Does he have intelligence, or can he tell Nigerians that market has not been holding over the last 5 years since they said they closed it? We saw the victims in hospital. We saw the victims in hospital. It's a border town between Yobe and this, and it's a weekly market that holds there. And then you say, oh no, that market has been shut for 5 years. So whoever gathers there is Boko Haram. And that is unbelievable. The Air Force didn't say that. The Air Force were strengthened to continue that line of argument when the governor said that. And that governor is, I don't know what his problem is. The military, they know that. We don't have to tell them that. Even if you go to drop a bomb, if there are people there, you don't drop that bomb. So you go and drop a bomb, and so all the over 200 something that were killed were all Boko Haram in the market. Come on, a lot of things don't add up. And the governor should know better than that. He must hold those responsible. This is not the first time. We had that event on the 23rd of December 2023, when the air wing of the Nigerian army dropped a bomb on worshippers in Maulud worshippers in Tudumbiri. What happened to that? What we've had since then was that, oh, they were going to give 50 billion allocated to the vice president's office to take care of this. Nothing has happened to those innocent people that were vaporized and killed. So this is not the first time the Air Force has done this kind of thing. And to come and give us excuses is not only insulting, but it's unprofessional. There is a problem. The Air Force went and dumped a bomb, and they accepted it was accidental initially. There must be a commission of inquiry. But what we've been seeing in the military is always the military investigating itself. How can you investigate yourself? The reason for investigation is a millionfold. The outside world is watching you and see you as an incompetent Air Force, as an incompetent military, dropping bomb on your people. And there's a record. We have that record. Number one, your captains are not, this is broad daylight. This is not at night.
Yeah.
Because our Air Force doesn't fly at night. Broad daylight. You dropped a bomb, you kill over 200 people. And you said accidental. Oh, the governor is saying, oh, that market was shut. So everybody there, come on. It's not acceptable. We are calling for an independent commission of inquiry. The military cannot, and I said even after Tudumbiri, the military cannot investigate itself. And this is what they've been doing. We've had nothing from the military or from the investigation since Tudumbiri. And now this is what's going to happen.
Initially, the Air Force said, oh, we're going to investigate, maybe it was an error, or we didn't do proper reconnaissance. Now, immediately the governor said, oh, and then they flipped.
They changed their story.
And then, of course, the Minister for Defense, Christopher Musa, came out openly to say, anybody who is aiding and abetting or accommodating terrorists, you take whatever comes to you. How do you defend that? Because if we're condemning what Israel did in Gaza, what America and Israel are doing in Iran, bombing a school that killed over 160 people, how do you defend it?
I know when he said that, but that's clearly war crime, and he should be very careful what he says. As a Minister of Defense. As a Minister of Defense, saying that is war crime. He should be very careful what he says. All of these places, if you go to where all these bandits are, there are local people that aid and abet them. If you go to the northeast, you have them all over. If you go to the southeast, everywhere. So you come and bomb a whole village.
What would be your solution, Prof, to solving?
Better intelligence. Simple, better intelligence. So the military does not have intelligence in that market, in that village, the Air Force, to tell you to call for dropping the bomb. You fly from wherever. I don't know where they fly from, Kaduna or wherever, or Makadi. Nobody there to direct you. You don't have human intelligence there. And you're coming to argue on the Minister of Defense saying you are going to kill everybody. No, Honorable Minister of Defense, be very careful. That will amount to war crime. You don't want to get involved in this. Talk professionally, and we must investigate what happened. Isn't that why they named the financiers of this thing? Isn't that why they say they brought 500 or 1,000 Boko Haram here to prosecute them, and they prosecuted 386 in a day or two?
Prof, let's talk about this Sokoto situation. There's a town, Gobre, if I go to Gobi, a town in Sokoto State. Is it Gobre or
Gobir, what happened?
Gobir. Now, the bandits came and killed the Emir of Gobir, and then the residents fled, and all of that. How does this sound to you? Because if bandits can come overrun an emirate, the people have fled after the Emir was killed. The people have fled. Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, what are the governors doing? Are they totally helpless? The governors of these places, are they totally helpless?
So what I'm saying, look at what Senator Alain Dume.
Okay.
Alain Dume, 2 days, yesterday, he went back to his constituency, Goshe, where those Boko Haram boys went and pillaged, and the people ran to a next village called Polka. He went there. He was there with some stakeholders in that village, did a press conference, gave money, and told the world what he wants the world to do for his people. I must say Senator Alain Dume is the only living senator in this country. All the others are nowhere to be found. He's always been involved and caring for his people. And he goes to the people, goes to the village. How many of our senators go there? How many of our Kasana senators go or Zamfara or Kebbi or Yobe or go there when there are problems? It's always there. That is how a senator must connect with his people, because they voted him in. He was there. I saw him on whole hour.
Senator from Borno State.
No, at least it is his area.
Yes.
It is his area that is pillaged the most. Goza area. That is where it's outside. Yeah, outside that area, a lot of the area is controlled by Boko Haram. They come from Mandara Mountain. He cares. He's always in the media. He's talking. He's talking to the military. He's talking to the presidency about his people. That is a senator. That is a legislator that cares for his people. Everybody else, they're here in Abuja. They can't go back home. They can't go back home. So we are not represented by those we elected, from the National Assembly to the governors. We're not. How many members of the National Assembly, Senate, and whatever, they have supervised, they have superintended all these budgets 2023, 24, 25 that have been just magu. They approved them. The president will say, you guys approved it? What are you talking about? So you're complicit. If there's going to be any investigation, you are part of this because you gave your approval. They are not representing us, and that's a big shame. That's why they cannot speak. They cannot go back home. They cannot go back home. But I mean, I have my heart off for Senator Alain Dume that truly cares for his people, and that's how we need to see all our senators coming back home and caring for our people.
This is a great indictment, Prof. Great indictment. There is a growing debate, particularly amongst northern elites, governors and traditional rulers, whether it is time we seek the support of foreign agencies, foreign countries, assistance to rout this menace, this cancer that is going to destroy this country, this insecurity. Some are seriously opposed to it, some are open to the idea, because before good Lord Jonathan left, they brought in mercenaries, and they were doing fantastically well until retired military general Buhari came as president and felt insulted that no Nigerian army can do this. But see where it's brought us. Do you think Nigeria has gotten to the point where we need to admit that we need help, and wherever it's coming from, let it come, we need help to solve this problem? Because our military are not trained for asymmetrical warfare. They are not trained for this. What do you think, Prof?
Right, and I'm a doctor, and I tell patients, the best doctor, no matter how high is a doctor that knows he needs help.
That knows
he needs help.
He needs help. Yeah.
You come a patient, I don't know. A doctor that tells you, yes, I don't know. Is that doctor that's a good doctor? I don't know, but let me send him to Dr. This to take care of. So all human beings in whatever professions, our military has been fighting this for 16, 17 years. All our equipments have been degraded. Our officers and men have been killed. We need help not only with the equipment, with the intelligence, with the training. Yeah. And if whoever will come and take care of this problem, help us take care of this problem, is welcome. What we object to is handing over a sovereignty to another country. We object to that. We're not going to allow that. Not even the military will allow that. We have to find a way of partnering with our foreign partners to help our military in training, in equipment, in intelligence. These are the three main things. Our men in the war front, we know them. They are fighters. They want to fight. Give us what to fight for, fight with, is what they've been asking all this time. We see these kids on TikTok every day asking that these bad boys in the forest all across this country, they're human beings like us. We are trained, they are not trained. Give us what to fight them. We hear them say that. And
last one on this, Prof, before we wrap up. Last one on this insecurity. The 200 American military personnel that Donald Trump sent with their equipment, where are they actually? Where are they? No, I need to ask you, because I don't know. Where are they?
That's why you should be asking the Minister of Defense, the CDS.
I've asked the Minister for the even when it was CDS, I've asked him for an interview over and over and over again.
So what I'm saying is that these are the people, the Minister of Defense, the CDS, the National Security Advisor. They are the ones, and they're not doing you a favor. Absolutely. They're not doing us a favor. Absolutely. They are doing the job they are paid heavily to do. Tell us what is happening. Nobody has told us anything. None. Nobody. Nobody has told us what they signed when they went to the United States. Nobody has told us why they're here. Nobody has told us where they are. Nobody has told us where they are going to do, for how long, what are the terms of agreement. And my advice to our American partners, we need them, yes, we do. But they know. They are from the United States, a functioning democracy. Nothing is legal until it's ratified by the Congress. Whatever agreement was signed in Washington, D.C., if it's not ratified by our National Assembly, it is null and void. What I would want them to do, what I ask them to do, what I urge them to do, is to get this thing, whatever arrangement, security arrangement they sign with our Nigerian security partners, to be reviewed and ratified by our National Assembly. End of story. The way it is now, it is an illegality. It is.
I asked the question because, one of the reported purpose for their coming was to provide intelligence. But then, since then, things have gotten all right. Officers have been taken out, and things have gotten worse. Yeah. I want you to give a score between 1 and 10, 10 being the highest. Excellent. Give the president a score in his 3 years. May 29 will be 3 years in office. Give him a score. You're a professor, you teach students.
To be honest, I said it after the first one. I said renewed hope. His reign has been nothing but hopelessness.
Hopelessness.
Hopelessness. All across this country. We want to be honest with ourselves. and he wants to hear differently from
From
what
the hollow chamber.
what the on your Monday we stand crowd are telling him. People have lost hope in this country. All this renewed hope thing is it is people that will vote for you, it is people that will govern you. Mr. President, you have not governed the last 3 years the milk of human kindness. You have not. And you are the president that has been the most cruel in his governance. What more can we say? What can be more cruel than making people hungry? What can be more cruel than people have stopped taking their medications, blood pressure and hypertension, and they're dying from that? What can be more cruel than people are dying because soldiers are not provided with what they need? What can be more cruel than people dying on the highways that have not been prepared? What can be more cruel than workers cannot pay for school children for their kids? And many children out of school, thanks to you. So you're just sitting there looking at the numbers. You have no human, no empathy, no human capacity, no human component in whatever policies you make. No, GDP must translate to the people. We haven't seen that in you. And I said it the last time. When the righteous rule, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, people groan. All over this country, from Abia to Zamfara, millions are groaning. And it is the responsibility of chairman, local government, the governors, and the president, and members of National Assembly. This is what they swore to do. God Almighty will ask them all of this.
That's sobering, Prof. That's sobering. Last time you were here, you said no northern cleric, because that's part of their strategy. Politicians generally, they'll go to the clerics, other Christians or Muslims, and induce them, whatever, to campaign for them, and all of that. So he said no northern cleric will do that this time around for President Tinubu.
Let them try doing it. They do that. No, they do it at their own risk. I'm serious. This is the honest reality. They cannot. None of them can open their mouth and do that.
Because 2023, we had Peter Obi, Atiku, and Kwakwanso, all of them standing, but now they've come together and all of that. What is different in 2027? What's going to be different? What gives the opposition any chances in 2027 against Tinubu and incumbents?
Okay, so look at the numbers. Tinubu got 8 million.
8 million.
Peter Obi got 6 million, and Atiku 6. So we're just saying.
Kwakwanso 1.9.
Yeah, right. So 2 million plus Atiku's 8 million, that is 10 million plus.
No, Atiku 6. 7. Atiku 7.
Okay.
Peter Obi 6.
Okay, right. So 7 plus 6, 13, plus 2, 15 against his 8.
Yes.
And he will not get those 8. He will not get, it will be much less. People are fed up. Of the 8 million that voted for him, let's be honest, how many of them will vote for him again? How many has he So that's why his bulk of his votes came from the north. Northwest, Muslim North, 62%. The Christian North voted Peter Obi. And now he's romancing the Christian North. That was why he went to Jos. That 10-minute shameful visit. For me, all it was just went there to fan the embers of ethno-religious hatred. And this is where we are. So, and the Northern Christians will not vote for him. They will always vote Peter Obi. Let him not bother himself. So, Mr. President, politically, electorally, you are in trouble. You have 1 more year to fix this. All this money you are gathering that you did not implement the 2023, 2025 budget to fight the election, people will get your money. But they cannot face the people and ask them to vote you. This is the honest truth. They're all going to you and say, oh, I can deliver casino for you, I can do this, I can do... None of them can deliver even their households. Not even their households.
Final question, Prof. So we have an integrity challenged INEC chair. We have the North, pretty much entire Nigeria bleeding seriously, heavily on insecurity. EFCC has become a wing or a department of the of the ruling, the ruling party. Opposition candidates being hounded, whether justifiably or not. El-Rufai, Malami, and the rest of them. The Naira, of course, is on its knees. In all of this happening under this government, I said you should score him, but rate him now. Rate him. How do you rate President Tinubu's performance? His presidency's performance, how do you rate it?
Honestly, his presidency has been abysmal failure. The economy, the security. You remember what he said from his mouth about electricity?
Yeah.
If I don't fix electricity, don't vote
vote
for
me.
me. So what happened now? What did his minister of electricity say? There was a clip. He's saying he has made enough money that he can never be poor when there is no electricity. Mr. President, your electricity that you promised, that you said we shouldn't vote you back and if you haven't fixed it, well, you haven't fixed it. So start getting ready to vacate the villa. Security is worse than we've seen it. During Jonathan, it was only the Northeast. Now it's all over the country, and the Northeast now is, we're hitting our military officers and our soldiers more than ever before in a very strategic way. This is troubling. This is worrying. And the economy, I don't have to say, millions of people go to bed hungry in Nigeria under your stewardship and wake up without guarantee of having anything to eat. Under your leadership, God Almighty will ask you this. God Almighty will not ask you about dancing omologo or on your mandate we shall stand. All those sycophants that are not telling you the truth, get rid of them. Listen to those that tell you the truth. We don't want anything from you. Being in Tinubu's government is